everybody, Cinema Sickness here with your daily sickness video and TGIF. Happy Friday to each and every one of you. Hope you guys had a fantastic week. The weekend is now here upon us. That's always fun. So let's get down to it. Let's get down to today's daily sickness video because I got to get through these as quickly as possible. I don't try to hang you guys up on this too much. And today we have some reviews. Haven't done any reviews in a little while. I'm a little bit backed up here. Got to get through these. I still have unboxings to do for you guys. So plan on seeing some unboxings coming. The next few videos, probably a bunch of unboxings. But today we have some reviews. Got to get through these because this process is going to get ridiculously high, and then I'm just not going to want to do these. So, all right, let's get down to it. I'm going to try to go through these as quickly as possible for you guys. Hopefully, we will not be here for too long. So, the first time I checked out, I cannot physically hold up and show you, as it's one I have a digital copy of only, and that was Inherent Vice. Definitely a good movie. I had heard good things about this movie. It was very interesting. Really enjoyed it. It's kind of like a crime mystery meets dark comedy meets like drama meets thriller. It's got a lot of stuff going on. I love the fact that it takes place in this great kind of 1970s hippie kind of culture backdrop. Really, really awesome. I love the kind of crime mystery story that's sort of going on. Joaquin Phoenix was fantastic in it. I don't want to give too much away because this is definitely a movie you need to see it. It's just there's so much going on. In fact, it's one of those movies where there's so much going on that I really need to watch this movie a second time. It's one of those movies where when I was finished with it, I went, okay, that was great. I really enjoyed it. I understood the story. I knew what was going on, but I guarantee you there were things that I definitely did not see. And then the second time around, I'm going to pick up on because there's all sorts of awesome stuff going on in this movie. Everybody in it is fantastic. Loved every second minute of this movie. So like I said, I'm not going to go too deep into it. I'm not going to spoil stuff for you. But if you if you like dark comedies, if you like, mixed with a little bit of the crime caper, mixed with a little bit of thriller and a little bit of drama, definitely one to check out. Very funny moments. Like I said, kind of dark comedy, but very funny nevertheless. Definitely check out Inherent Vice. I enjoyed the living hell out of it. Definitely a good movie. See it. And again, Joaquin Phoenix is really, really good in it. I love Joaquin Phoenix. It also made me realize that. Watch the movie, I'm thinking, man, everything I see him in is fantastic. We need to see him in a hell of a lot more. So definitely check it out. All right, then next up was Not Fade Away, another movie that I really, really enjoyed. This is one I picked up a little while ago. I've been sitting on this one for some time now. Finally decided to get around to checking it out. And again, absolutely fantastic. It's all about one kid, basically, and him kind of struggling to create this band. Well, he's in a band. It ends up becoming this front lead singer of the band sort of by accident. So kind of, dealing with fame, the bit of fame they're getting, plus he's butting heads a whole lot with his father. Things aren't going so well there. He's got this girl he's interested in as well, where things are kind of wonky there. So sort of all about this this kid's life. And I love the way the movie starts out basically by saying talking about this band that you've never heard of. And it's kind of it's very interesting that it's like that, where you think about how many bands are out there. There's millions and millions and millions of garage bands. Some don't do anything at all. I used to be in a band, and you never heard of my band, I guarantee you. So I used to be in a band in high school, which we never got anywhere. But some bands do get a little bit bigger. Some bands, might make it to the point where they put out a little record or something like that. And even those bands you don't really hear about. And that's what takes place here. So absolutely fantastic. Bit of a drama movie here. Really enjoyed the story. If I'm not mistaken, the first film from David Chase, the creator of The Sopranos. And it's fantastic. Really well done. Actually, makes you really want to watch The Sopranos. I've only ever seen certain episodes of The Sopranos, and it's one of those shows where I really need to get into that show. I need to start picking up the seasons and watching it. And after watching this, I'm I gotta check it out because this was such a fantastic, well-told story again about this kid and his band butting heads with his father, drama with his girlfriend, and just all the craziness that ensues with an awesome, fantastic ending. This is one to check out. I got really roped into this story. That's what this movie is. It's just a fantastic story that'll rope you in. Check out Not Fade Away. Then a classic, in my opinion, I checked out Lucky Number Slevin, which I watched on HD VMD, which is why I watched this. I have seen this movie before, although I've only ever seen it once before, so it's definitely a movie that I wanted to rewatch. And I really wanted to just watch something on HDVMD, to be completely honest with you. Had I not got this on HDVMD, I probably would be talking about this right now. But it was a good excuse to rewatch it, because I really enjoyed this movie the first time I saw it. Definitely enjoyed it the second time around. It's one of those great movies that just has this like kick-ass sort of twist at the end. You might see it coming, but I'll be completely honest, I sort of forgot that there was a twist. Like I said, I only ever seen this movie once before, and as I'm watching, I'm thinking, I'm like, wait, there's a twist at the end of this movie, right? I somehow completely forgot about it, and then when it came in, I was like, oh, that's right. Just such an awesome twist where everything kind of comes together in the end, and I'm not going to spoil it for you. I'm not going to spoil the twist. Like I said, you may see it coming. You might figure it out as the movie goes on, but if you don't, I do not want to ruin it for you. So, great story. Again, sort of another bit of a dark comedy, because it definitely has some very funny moments in it, but it's also, you know, got some action and some suspense, and just a really awesome twist at the end. I love when it all comes around full circle. It's just a badass ending. So definitely check out Lucky Number Slevin. Fantastic. All the characters in it were great as well, and I just absolutely loved every bit of this. A lot of great one-liners too. So check out Lucky Number Slevin. Finally, I checked out Akira. About damn time. Or is it, how do they say it in the movie? It's like Akira or something. I forget how they say it. I know in America we all say like Akira, but there's actually like an accent put on it that I'm completely forgetting now. It's like, I gotta remember that for when I review the movie, and I forgot it. So anyway, about time I finally saw this movie. I have this movie on UMD, which I did watch my UMD copy. I have like 3 different versions of this on DVD. I have it on VHS. I have so many copies of this movie, and I still never watched it. So it was ridiculous. I figured I need to get around and finally check this out. I know it's a classic. Need to see it. And it was definitely an enjoyable anime movie. Really like this one as well. Definitely crazy. Definitely wacky. It's anime. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've seen some a little bit more straight-laced anime. But if you like it kind of wacky, kind of zany, with just a crazy story, Akira's one to check out, because it's definitely got some craziness going on, but I do love it. I mean, I also have the story about, you know, our main character, who you kind of think in the movie is going to be like, you know, this badass main character, and then it just turns around and it's kind of like this little bit of a no-name character who's kind of just pushed off to the backside. He ends up kind of becoming our main sort of antagonist, our main kind of villain during the movie, and I thought that was really cool, because I did not see that coming, I must say. They did a pretty good job of pushing this kid off to the side, pushing him into the background, not making him seem like he was anything important, until he eventually did become something somewhat important in the movie, you know, getting kind of our main antagonist, our main bad guy, and definitely fun watch. So I love the story from start to finish. This gets me pumped. This gets me definitely excited to see some more anime, because as I mentioned to you guys, just recently starting to get into anime. It was something that I really missed the boat on, something that I really should have got into a long time ago. I've always been a huge fan of animation, but for some reason I just sort of never really got all that into anime. Probably because of the price, to be honest. Anime is so damn expensive. So I always just sort of like pushed it off to the back burner, and now I'm finally starting to get into it very late in the game, and I'm loving everything I'm seeing. So Akira, definitely fun. I will be watching this one again for sure. Great watch. Then I checked out Talk to Me, which is a biographical picture. This was also a very good movie. I didn't really know what this was going into it. I had no idea. I just popped it in to see what was going on. I didn't even read the synopsis. Complete blind buy when I picked it up. Complete blind watch when I checked it out. We have Ralph Waldo Pettigrew Jr., which is right there. Interesting character. We have this character who's this guy in prison, ends up doing the radio while in prison, ends up becoming this sort of like a little bit of a celebrity while in prison, because he's on the radio, doing the radio station in the prison. Everybody starts to like him. He kind of gets a thing for it, wants to do it when he gets out, but nobody wants to hire him because he's an ex-con. Kind of, as an ex-con, kind of cons his way into being on the radio, and very interesting the way it happens. I love that he's like really trying to get himself in, and just he's not doing a very good job, because he's really pushy. I guess what he thinks he's doing is trying to get is gonna work. You know, just I'm gonna push myself into this job. Backfires on him, but then he ends up getting tested, basically. We have our second character here who basically says, all right, I'm going to give you this shot, even against his boss's wishes. Brings him in anyway. The boss obviously flips shit, but people start calling and liking the sound of the DJ, and everything sort of goes great, and he just explodes and becomes this huge, giant celebrity, which is pretty cool because he ends up not really liking that. He just wants to be a simple talk show radio DJ. He doesn't want to be this big, huge celebrity with his own talk show and his, his ads and being on Johnny Carson and stuff. He doesn't want any of that stuff. He just wants to be a simple radio DJ. That's what he wants. That's his passion. That's what he wants to do. And it's very cool to see all this, him rise to fame and him just go, this isn't what I want. I think that's really cool. And this is based off a true story, which is pretty awesome. So really enjoyed this one as well. Definitely check this one out. Also, if you like biographical films, definitely one to see. I already talked about this movie, but I'll just briefly go over it again, and that is The Ghastly Love of Johnny X. I did a whole video talking about this movie. I unboxed it and then talked about it. This is really cool. This was sent to me by the director to take a look at and review. Very cool. And like I said, a lot of fun. Definitely has that 1950s sci-fi feel, but like I said, kind of a modern day, almost 1950s sci-fi feel, because again, the kind of raunchy jokes, foul language, very interesting, but it's 1950s sci-fi meets a musical, meets comedy. Very interesting movie, and I definitely enjoyed it. It was crazy, it was zany, but it was a hell of a lot of fun. Definitely worth checking out. I'm just reading the back of this now while I'm talking to you guys, so yes, definitely worth seeing. And Kevin McCarthy's last movie too, which is pretty crazy. So The Ghastly Love of Johnny X. I'm not going to go too much into this because I already reviewed it for you guys in a whole video. Check that video out if you want to hear more about this, but definitely worth picking up, definitely worth seeing. If you like that whole kind of, get 1950s sci-fi, but with a modern day feel, little jokey, but not to the point where it's making fun necessarily of like 1950s sci-fi, kind of paying an homage, but in a fun sort of way. Again, like Christopher Miz movies, or if you've seen Lost Skeleton of Cadavra, things like that. If you like those type of movies, this will be up your alley. So check it out. I actually really enjoyed this one. Don't have too much to say about this one, but I checked out Frankenstein meets the Wolfman, but not the actual full movie, just this 8mm clip. That's all these are. I mean, this is obviously not the entire movie. This is a tiny little film reel. It's just simply a clip, and it is just simply the, actually, it's a pretty cool clip. It is the battle scene between Frankenstein's monster and the Wolfman, where they're fighting in the castle, and the dam, they break the dam, and the water knocks over the castle and destroys the castle. Pretty cool scene. So definitely awesome to watch the whole climax scene, but of course it's all in silent. But what really made me excited about watching this, it's just the first time my wife and Cinema Sickness Jr. ever watched an 8mm film print. I was hooking my projector up and hooking this up to it and whatnot, and they came down while I was doing that. I was like, well, hey, they're down here. So I flicked off the lights, flicked it on, and they actually sat down here and watched it with me, which is really cool because my wife's not exactly big on old, outdated formats. Obviously, that's my thing. Not so much her thing. She's kind of like DVD and up. She'll watch DVD. She'll watch HD DVD. I bet she'd watch HD VMD, which she probably doesn't even know about. But she'd watch that. She's cool with Blu-ray and stuff like that. But VHS, she doesn't even want anything to do with VHS, Beta, Laserdisc. She wants like nothing to do with that stuff. So very cool that she actually sat down and watched this. And Simmons Jr. loved it. He was just like amazed watching the screen. So very, very cool. Definitely awesome, and very fun that it was, their first, they were both enjoying an 8mm film print for their first time. That was pretty awesome. So I'll always look at this one as a pretty cool memory. All right. Then I watched Get On Up, the James Brown biographical film, and that was really interesting, especially since I just had watched Talk to Me, which makes you wonder which is correct, because obviously, with these biographical films, lots of liberties are taken. It's a Hollywood telling of somebody's life, so there's lots of stuff that has been changed, lots of stuff that's been embellished, lots of stuff that's been left out, lots of stuff that probably never even happened. I'm sure we get plenty of that in Talk to Me. But there's a scene where Martin Luther King has passed away, and James Brown's got to put on a free show, which he apparently, I guess that's real because they show it in this movie as well. But they don't even mention. Again, I'm forgetting his name. P.D. Green. They don't even mention him in the in this film. They show somebody introducing himself. Well, apparently P.D. Green introduced him according to Talk to Me, but according to Get On Up, that wasn't the case. So who the hell knows? But and again, I have no idea how truthful Get On Up is, but it was an enjoyable watch. And if it is truthful at all, James Brown is a complete douchebag, like kind of really a dick. Definitely one of those guys who, it's kind of his way or the highway. I'm the star here. I'm the king. I'm the singer. I'm the one everybody loves, and I'm going to be the big famous one. And I'll jump on and crush and destroy even my friends if I have to make myself get even greater. Kind of that kind of guy. Now, again, is that true? I don't know. I don't personally know James Brown, so who knows what in this movie was real, what in this movie was fake? I don't know. I'm assuming maybe he was a dick, because I can't imagine they would make... They focused on that a lot, and I can't imagine they would focus on that too much if he was actually just like this really cool, nice guy. So I don't know, but definitely a great movie. If you like things like Walk the Line and Ray and stuff like that, then check Get On Up. I wouldn't say it's as good as either of those two movies, but it was still a good watch. Definitely worth seeing. And if you like movies like that, Get On Up is one to check out. Fun story of James Brown. There's a lot about James Brown. I definitely did not know all sorts of things about him that I had no idea in his life, and now I do, so that's awesome. And then I checked out Isn't She Great, which I really wanted to see. I mean, Bette Midler, Nathan Lane together. Awesome combination right there. I love both of them, especially Nathan Lane. Oh my God, I'm such a big Nathan Lane fan. This was interesting. I, again, did not know what this was going into it. And it turns out it's all about Jacqueline Suzanne, who wrote Valley of the Dolls. I didn't read the synopsis going into this one. It says right on the back what it is, but I didn't read that. I was like, all right, let's check out this Bette Midler, Nathan Lane movie. And then as it's going, I'm like, oh, this is also like a somewhat biographical picture. Although from what I hear, it's a very embellished. I even like I think that's in the synopsis. Yeah, this outrageous comedy based on the life of Jacqueline Suzanne, or is it Suzanne or Suzanne or something like that? I think, yeah, I forget. Anyway, so it's very much embellished. It's very, it's not supposed to be 100% truthful. It's kind of just a story based on her life and then very much embellished to make a fun comedy out of it. But very interesting. Again, I mean, it's based on her life. And there were certainly some things about this I didn't know. And I did look up information on it. So this one I was really curious about. Why this one and not the other one so much, I don't know. But this one, I wanted to see how much was truthful. So I did look up some information on her. And a lot of this was truthful. Again, embellished, but at least the stories that they're embellishing on were true. So I really enjoyed this. Very interesting, very fun story. Definitely worth checking out. I don't know why I watched so many like biographical films this week, but I did. So Nathan Lane was fantastic. Bette Midler was fantastic. All around a great movie. And I definitely need to go around and now watching Valley of the Dolls, because I do own it. I've never seen it. So definitely do that. And I love that, she just writes this book that's like crazy raunchy book, really, because she's been working in showbiz for so long. She knows all the goings on and behind showbiz, and all these people doing drugs and having sex and all this horrible stuff that goes on in Hollywood, in the show business racket. And she decides to write a book about it, and it's raw and gutsy and really just like in your face and just crude and just horrible and despicable, and nobody wants to publish her book because everybody's like, who's going to read this smut? Like this book, nobody publishes books like that. And then finally she finds somebody, which I really, really love, because John Cleese has a part in this, and if not the funniest man alive, in my opinion. So when he showed up, I was freaking out, which is really cool. And I loved his scene because he basically plays his editor who's like, kind of into the book and thinking we should do this. And I love when he gets like the opinion from the cleaning lady and stuff like that, and basically puts down Niles from, which is also funny, from Frasier. Niles is in the movie, so and the whole time they're like calling him some other name, like just call him Niles already, please. So he doesn't want anything to do with the book. He's like, we should not pick this book up. We should not publish it. And then I love when John Cleese just kind of gives him a look like, see, told you, we're gonna pick this book up. It's great. It ends up becoming like a bestseller. They make a ton of money off it. Everything works out in the end. See, isn't she great? I love this. Again, Bette Midler, Nathan Lane. I should have even told you what went on in this movie. I just said, look who's in it. Watch it. And then I checked out The Whole Shebang, which was also very enjoyable. I'm trying to think, did I watch anything bad at all this week? No, everything was great this week. I hit the head on the nail this week. Everything was fantastic. And The Whole Shebang, also very enjoyable. It's about this family who builds fireworks. The one kind of like main firework builder, he ends up dying because he's cheating on his wife and banging some chick in the firework shed, and it goes off and kills both of them. So the father who put the company together, who's kind of retired, he still like kind of works there, but not like he doesn't really do anything anymore. He needs to find somebody to still build these fireworks, and he actually has a relative over in Italy still. So he brings him in because things aren't going so well. His life kind of sucks, and he sends a letter to say, hey, come on over here. And of course he goes, well, hell yes, my life sucks over here. I'm going to go to America, see if I can make things better. Goes over. It's hilarious because he doesn't know what's going on. He certainly doesn't know how to build fireworks, knows like nothing of the American culture, completely lost. But he does fall in love with Bridget Fonda, and I don't blame him for that. She's gorgeous. Ends up falling in love with her, which is interesting because she's the widow of the son who died, but they end up falling in love, and there's this whole big love triangle thing kind of with this this competing fireworks family, a member of the competing fireworks family who's also in love with Bridget Fonda, but she doesn't really like him, but she's going to marry him anyway because she just kind of wants to get on with her life and whatnot. Everybody's kind of pressuring her and stuff, and we find out there's this horrible story of like why that he actually wants to marry Bridget Fonda, basically just to get to the secrets of the recipes and stuff for the fireworks and all that stuff. And in the end, of course, we find love. Obviously, happy ending, great fireworks. This one is worth checking out. Wow, that was the whole movie in a very quick nutshell. A lot more goes on than that, but it's definitely worth checking out. This movie was definitely fun, a great watch. All right, then I've done a movie I can't physically hold up and show you as I only have a digital copy, and that is Mortdecai, which was also really, really good. I'm just going to keep saying that this whole time. Really good movie. Johnny Depp was fantastic in it. Absolutely loved it. Obi-Wan Kenobi was in it as well, which is always fun. Yes, Ewan McGregor. I just always call him Obi-Wan, which is really weird. I always used to call him like, oh, that guy from Trainspotting, and then as soon as like Star Wars came out, I just started calling him Obi-Wan. I don't know why. So yeah, obviously fantastic in it as well. Gwyneth Paltrow's in it as well. She's also fantastic. This movie is also I was gonna say sort of like Inherent Vice, but it's not. It has similarities, but I shouldn't compare it to that at all. It's completely different. This movie is a straight up like crime caper comedy, and it's hilarious. It's got very, very, very funny, very great moments in it. Lots of twists and turns, but at the same time, it's like a crime caper movie. It almost feels like a kind of like a Pink Panther type movie in a way, because it definitely has that amusing crime caper movie sort of thing going on, or like the original Casino Royale or something like that. So definitely kind of like a Pink Panther type movie sort of thing going on, where there's this crime going on that has to do with this whole painting and all the wackiness that ensues from that, with Johnny Depp trying to like help the police, help Ewan McGregor find this painting. He's got really nothing to do with it. He's trying to find it, but then he kind of wants it for his own and whatnot. And this whole switcheroo that takes place at the very end. And of course, his whole deal with his mustache, which is absolutely hilarious between him and his wife, which is great. I love the moments where there's plenty of discussion on his mustache. That's hilarious. So this movie I loved. I will be watching this one again real soon. I just loved every character in it. I loved every one-liner in it. I loved all the mystery and kind of suspense of the crime caper mixed in with the hilarity of just all the great comedy in the movie. Mortdecai, definitely one to check out. I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was very well done. Definitely see it. And then a movie I'm sure we've all seen, so I don't really need to talk about the movie too much, and that was Jurassic Park, but I watched it in 3D. Let me just say, if you haven't seen Jurassic Park, why the hell not? It's a fantastic movie. Maybe it holds a special place in my heart more so than maybe somebody seeing it now for the first time. I don't know, because I remember when this movie came out, it was the CGI. The CGI blew everybody away. This was the movie that basically went, oh, okay, so this is the CGI is the new thing. This is going to be it. This was a movie that really kind of sealed the deal for everybody, because we had seen CGI before. Some of it looks, it was kind of just like before. Like, I mean, there was okay CGI before, but mixing CGI with humans, it wasn't always the best thing. And then a movie like Jurassic Park comes out and does it like flawlessly, and everybody was like, oh, okay, this is where movies are going. This is how things are going to be from now on. I mean, this T-Rex, this dinosaur, this thing, it looks, insanely real. Everybody was blown away by it, including myself as a kid. I was blown away by this too. And to this day, this is still an absolutely fantastic story. It's got some cheese to it, sure, because it is what it is, but it's a great, fantastic story, fantastic acting, fantastic dinosaur scenes. I love this movie just from start to finish. I have since I was a little kid, and I still to this day, I watch this movie every so often just because it's awesome. It's amazing. When I picked up a 3D, I knew I had to watch it again. And surprisingly, this movie worked amazingly well in 3D. I was blown away by how good this looked in 3D because it's a 3D conversion. This wasn't a 3D movie. This is a movie they just converted to 3D. And a lot of times that can be, hit or miss. A lot of times it's kind of like, all right, well, yeah, I'm seeing 3D here, but it's, nothing's really all popping. I'm getting like dimension, but nothing's really like popping out at me. Nothing's all that great. It's just, okay, it's a movie with a bit of dimension now. All right. It's, it's not always that great of a thing. This movie looks like it was shot for 3D in the sense that, there's dinosaur like faces coming at you. There's things jumping at you. When they're panning over top of the Jurassic Park gate, it's like the gates popping out. It's like this movie was made for 3D. Like somebody knew what was going to happen years and years and years and years and years down the line. This movie looked fantastic in 3D. And for conversion, I would have to say this is one to pick up. This looked great. It is definitely worth checking out in 3D. If you've been thinking about it, or you're just a huge fan of Jurassic Park, it is highly worth seeing it in 3D. It looked great. Again, I was blown away. I was not expecting it to look that good. I thought it was going to look okay. Because every movie I've seen converted into 3D looks all right. It's not like they look bad or anything like that. It's just they weren't made for 3D. So it, all of a sudden necessarily flying at you and jumping out and really taking advantage of the 3D. This movie definitely took advantage of it without even knowing what it was doing, and it's great. So Jurassic Park, again, if you haven't seen the movie, just see it. It is so good. And if you haven't seen it in 3D yet, do. All right, again, another movie I can't physically hold up and show you because I only had a digital copy, and that is The Voices. Wow, another great movie. Ryan Reynolds was fantastic in this film. All about his character, and he's a bit nuts. He's got this whole big kind of thing going on with his mother and father. His mother was German. Dad met during the war. Dad and mother met during the war, and they lived in Germany for a while. And they moved over here, and the mother was a bit crazy. She could hear voices. It turns out he could hear voices as well, and he ended up killing his mother. The police were coming for her and whatnot, and they were. I guess they were coming to take her away, and she wanted to kill herself. So she takes a knife and a piece of glass, stabs herself, and isn't able to finish the job, and asks him to do it. So he does it. It's pretty crazy. So he's now seeing the shrink and stuff like that. He's been seeing the shrink for years and years and years, kind of trying to move on with his life. But he's still hearing all these voices. He's not taking his meds, so his dog and his cat are talking to him, which is hilarious as well because he does the voice of the dog and the cat. So the dog's very doofy, very I love you and all supportive and whatnot. And the cat is like a complete fucking psychopath. So kind of like his angel and devil. The dog's, his angel, kind of tell him, you're not a bad person. You're a good person. Do good. Don't listen to the cat. Don't do what the cat says. And then you got this cat who's like pure evil, telling him to do some of the most horrible, despicable things. And before we know it, he's killing all people in his work, which his first killing was an accident. He's still going crazy, but he didn't mean to kill the girl. He did it by accident. But the cat's kind of like, well, you enjoyed it, didn't you? You want to go out and kill more people, and he ends up doing that. And just the movie goes from just kind of like a movie that's kind of like okay, this guy's a little twisted, whatever. Let's see where this goes. Just boom. Dark comedy, him killing people. But that's the thing, it's a dark comedy. So it's very twisted. It's very, he's just going around murdering people. He becomes a serial killer. But all done with this very funny comedic background. So very, very, very enjoyable. I loved this movie very much. A lot of people were also saying a lot of you guys were saying you loved it. And it was enjoyable. So very interesting dark comedy. If you like dark comedies, see The Voices. It'll be right up your alley. You'll love it. Very dark, very funny, very enjoyable. I loved everybody in the movie as well, so definitely see it. And finally, last but not least, wow, only half hour, awesome. I thought this was going to go longer than that. Just finished up watching Punchline. Sally Fields and Tom Hanks. Knew that was a winning combination going into it, and sure enough, it was. It basically takes place all around this comedy nightclub, and everybody who's in it. Basically, again, main stars are Sally Field and Tom Hanks. So Tom Hanks is kind of like the big hit of the club. He's the one, he's the one who always kind of headlines. He's the one who always closes things out. He's the big deal at this nightclub, and he's trying to get noticed, and somebody sort of notices him, and they're going to bring somebody in to check him out, and who knows, maybe he'll have a shot at like being on like the Tonight Show and stuff like that. But turns out he's kind of has this, he's been seen as shrink. Things are a little, he's a little unstable, because he's got these issues between his dad and his brother. They're big like hot shot doctors. They want him to be a doctor. He flunked out of medical school because it's not his thing. Like, it's not that he's actually bad at it. Like, he kind of proves throughout the movie that he knows what he's talking about. He probably could be a good doctor. He just doesn't want to do that. It's not his thing. First of all, he's squeamish for blood, he says. Plus, just, yeah, he's smart. He could do it if he put his mind to it, but you know what? He doesn't want to put his mind to it because that's not what he wants to do. He has no interest in being a doctor. No matter how good of a doctor he could be, he doesn't want to do that. He wants to be a stand-up comedian. And awesome scene where he thinks that the people are coming to see him and check out his comedy to possibly give him a shot, and ends up being his father and his brother, and he completely like bombs on stage and just goes like completely like kind of like psycho. Plus, he's falling in love with Sally Fields, who's already married to John Goodman and has a family with Candace Cameron. So a lot of cool faces pop up in this. A lot of cool comedians pop up in this too. Yes, if you love like great comedians, a lot of faces you're gonna recognize popping up in this one of people who like they actually got like comedians to play characters in this nightclub, which is really cool. So ends up falling in love with her and kind of going a little crazy with that too. Like, run away with me, marry me, leave her husband. Like he kind of jumps into his feelings for Sally Fields really quickly, which, kind of pushes Sally Fields away, not to mention she's already taken, but goes a little nuts with that. The scene where he's, doing his rendition of Singing in the Rain for her outside of the cafe, it's just, like, I was waiting to see what happened there. I didn't know, was he just going a little crazy, or was he about to hit the fan? Was he about to go like completely nuts? He didn't go too crazy, but he's definitely a bit unstable. So he basically kind of helps Sally Fields out because she wants to be, she wants to be a comedian. So she just wants to basically fill a hole in her life. She's a mother. She loves being a mother. She loves being a wife, but she doesn't want to be like a stay-at-home wife necessarily. She wants something else, and she's always enjoyed making people laugh. So she wants to be a stand-up comedian. Things aren't going too well for her. Her jokes are lame. She's buying jokes off people. She was like $500 at one point buying jokes, and like they're horrible jokes. So she's not doing too well. She's not really finding her shtick. Well, that's where Tom Hanks comes in, because he kind of befriends her, basically proves to her that she has what it takes. Like, he sees something in her this whole time. He sees that she, has something in her, that she could be funny, and he basically helps her, figure out what could be funny. He basically just says, talk about your life. Don't do jokes. Don't try to write these jokes. Just basically talk about your life as a housewife, as a mother, as a wife. Talk about these. People can relate to you. That's the kind of jokes you should do. Do jokes that people can relate to. People are going to find it very funny and love it. And sure enough, she goes out with him one night, starts doing this, and ends up like just killing the place. Everywhere she goes, she completely destroys. She's doing absolutely brilliant at her stand-up. And then the girl who came to see Tom Hanks and say he could have a shot, she ends up kind of not necessarily going back on her word, but sort of changing things up. And they're going to do a contest now at the club, bring some people in. Whoever wins a contest, they get a shot at the Tonight Show. And all right, I won't spoil the ending for you guys. I'm not going to do it, but interesting ending. The way it works out at the end. I liked it. It seemed a little cheesy at first, but then it was kind of like, that was kind of nice, and I kind of enjoyed the way it ended. So, Punchline. This was great. I really enjoyed this. This is another movie I picked up a while ago. I actually had this on VHS for a while, and then I rebought it on DVD. I've been sitting on this movie for some time now. I kind of looked around and said, what should I watch? And I saw it. I was like, you know what? It's about time finally get around to it. I had to crack it open too. It's still all factory sealed. So, pop this in, and I loved it. This was great. It had some very funny moments in it, because again, there's lots of stand-up comedy in it. Very funny. I mean, it's Tom Hanks, Sally Fields. Again, another winning combination. I loved it. Definitely check this out. I love Tom Hanks' character in this, just because he's not, he's not like necessarily a goody two shoes. He's got his issues. Has his problems. And the scene where he kind of like has a mental breakdown when his dad and his brother are they're watching him on stage is a really great scene. It proves how good of an actor Tom Hanks is. It's kind of, I mean, this role was before he like really got into his really, really good stuff, as far as like really like dramatic roles and stuff like that. And it shows that he had what it takes. Like he was going to be something, really big, eventually, because, just this scene, he just plays it so well. I mean, you really feel like this guy's having this mental breakdown. So loved it. Watch Punchline. Great, great movie. All right, there you guys go. That was it. That is everything that I recently checked out. So like I said, everything, I'm actually recommending everything I checked out recently. A lot of times, I'll say like, oh, it was all good. Well, this was okay. But no, everything I checked out, I mean, obviously, Frankenstein meets the Wolfman. I love this movie, but watch the full movie. Don't, watch the ending clip of it. But the climax is awesome, so very cool. But watch the whole movie. But, all right, guys, so there you go. That is it. So like I always say, if you like this video, please give me a like. All you gotta do is click the little thumbs up tab down below. It takes 2 seconds, and it means the absolute world to me. I'd really appreciate your support. Also, if you're not already subbed, please do. I do a brand new daily sickness video every single day. Reviews, collection updates, unboxing, cinema hunting videos, looks into my collection, looks into my sickness for cinema on a daily basis. So please hit the subscribe button. You'll see a brand new video from me every single day, plus other bonus videos sprinkled in here and there, especially over this summer. Lots of extra bonus videos I'm gonna be doing for you guys. And I've been doing it for over 4 years now. I got no plans on stopping. So again, 4 years worth of videos, 4+ years worth of videos for you guys to watch, and many, many, many more to come every single day. So please hit that subscribe button. And also, if you are not already over at cinemasickness.com, there's a link down below. Click on the link, head over there, check it out. There's a lot more to see there than just these videos. I do post these videos there, but there's so much more for you to check out. All kinds of other posts I put over there as well. Plus, Team Sickness is over there. If you like my views, you're going to love the videos from Team Sickness. All you got to do is click on the Team Sickness tab while you're at cinemasickness.com to check them out. And while you're there, click on the merchandise tab where you can purchase yourself a Cinema Sickness hat, a Cinema Sickness t-shirt, Cinema Sickness button, satchel, hoodies, tank tops, baby gear, all kinds of awesome merch for you to check out. So I'd really appreciate your support there as well. So all right, guys, there you go. That is it. Thanks for watching. All that without a single drink. Oh my god! I can't believe I did that whole video without taking a single swig of that drink. Because man, is my mouth officially dry. So, all right, there you go. That is it. So, like I always say, guys, thanks for watching, and I hope you guys again had a great week, and I hope your weekend's gonna go very well. It's a 3-day weekend for I guess most of you, right? Maybe you have off Memorial Day. Hopefully, if not, that sucks. But if you have a 3-day weekend, make the best of it. Watch some good movies. Go out and do some cinema hunting. So I'll see you then, guys. Oh, just, you know what? Before I go, let me just say something. If for any of you out there who are going on vacation, I highly recommend, if you're going down to the beach or you're just going away this weekend, check out what's around. You would be surprised. When I go on vacation, I always find great thrift stores and great pawn shops and other great stores that sell movies that I would never find necessarily in my areas. So a lot of you guys, I always hear you guys complain like, oh, I don't have great pawn shops. I don't have great thrift stores in my area. If you're going on vacation, look around. Go on your phone. Look, I don't care if you're in a hotel. Grab a phone book. Look through the phone book. See what's around. You might find some great deals. Do some cinema hunting. Take an hour to yourself. Say, if you're there with your wife or something, say, honey, I just give me an hour. I'm going to walk down to the local pawn shop and see what they got going on in there. You might find some awesome deals. So always hunt. No matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, hunt, 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 hunt. That's how you find the good deals. So, all right, for real this time, I'm going, guys. So, yeah, have a great Friday. Good rest of your Friday, and I will see you tomorrow on Saturday. See you then, guys. Bye.